This is the Sennheiser HD505 Copper, and I see it as a baby HD600 of sorts. But unlike a real baby, it's cheaper, lighter, doesn't scream in your ears, and doesn't stink. Let's break that down some more. It's kind of an old school look, this thing, and yet I never thought simple strips of copper trim could do so much to lift what is otherwise a utilitarian design. Yet the build is German solid as expected. Sennheiser made sure that even the plastics are not the kind you find on a Soundcore or a J-Lamp. You might appreciate how scratches self-heal more effectively, or that greasy fingerprints are repelled much better. The overall shape reminds me of the closed-back 620S, just simplified down to cost. Not that it's a bad thing actually, because the 505's smooth over, no frills design keeps the unit tidy and close to your skull, just the way I like it. Likewise, the 600 is nearly as head-huggingly compact, but here it looks more industrial, and I particularly enjoy the clear view of the driver assembly with its acoustic fabric surround. Another nice touch is the letter L in Braille on both headphones, and pretty much all Sennheisers and many Japanese makes do this. And even if you're not visually impaired, these markings are great for orienting in the dark. Now, neither of these fold flat, let alone into a compact ball for easy transport. I mean, you could still toss these in your backpack in a pinch, but they take up a lot of real estate comparatively. I suggest putting them in a storage pouch at least when you're on the go to keep unwanted debris from entering the open back grills. I'm a sworn fan of gapped head padding like this. In practice, this thing helps with airflow and prevents hotspot. Now, combining that and foam padding that's just so well judged in terms of rebound and breathability, the HD600 can literally be worn all day. In a minor upset, the HD505 surprisingly is more comfortable thanks to slightly gentler headband compression plus lighter weight at 237 grams versus 260 grams on this. A small subset of users may find the ear pads on the 505 too soft, but I personally think they're a peach. The softness has its pluses too, such as better seal for those with larger ears or eyeglass wearers, which really, when you think about it, isn't that big of a deal in a pair of open backs, but I thought I'll mention it anyway. That said, soft foam tends to degrade and provide less support as they age, so you may need to swap replacements out sooner than stiffer versions, which is, a necessary evil for added comfort, I suppose. While Sennheiser doesn't really have one specific house sound, most of their respected cans like the 600 series or the 560S are known for their neutral and balanced tuning. So in a way, the 505 Copper inches the brand, or at least the 500 series, towards a more consumer-friendly path. But don't worry guys, we're not talking about, drastic U or V-shaped profiles here. But what you'll notice almost right away with the 505 is greater bass response over the 600 around the sub-bass to 80-ish hertz range. There's not a lot of it in terms of actual rumble, but there's enough to satisfy my taste and also not sacrifice detail. In a way, the low-end setup reminds me of the 490 Pro, which is a great thing. Now, impressive as bass is, the best part of the 505, in my opinion, is the mids. It's a classed act of nuance and tonal accuracy that's just a shocker at this price point. For the most part, treble does its job in keeping things clean and energetic, but it does get a little bit bright around the 6 to 8 kHz area like with hi-hats and cymbals, a problem the HD600 doesn't seem to have. It's a narrow win for the more expensive model, but not a little bit of EQing couldn't solve on the 505 anyway. That being said, if detail retrieval is a priority, there's just something special about the way the HD600 resolves things that make it superior in my mind. Back to the 505 again, the overall soundscape is another highlight. It's open and broad, although not as wide as the 600, and I would say it could almost double as a decent gaming headphone. Hold up a second. Speaking of setup, I think this will be fun. I'd like to do some episodes in the near future spotlighting your personal headphone collection or audio system. So, if you like to show off your stuff to the rest of the world and I comment on it, send me pictures or videos or whatever. My Gmail is in the description below. Let's get it happening. At $280, the 505 is a bargain for what it is, although I have to say for $20 more, the new 550 might steal some of its thunder with even stronger bass performance and arguably less annoying treble peaks. It's this whole philosophical difference that makes comparing the 505, I would say, with the 600 in price rather pointless. Yet, some might say that the 600 is long in the tooth as well despite the 2019 update, but it remains one of the standout Sennheisers that can still make fans cream their pants with the right songs. So, in this case, different strokes for different folks, as they say. Just like Levi's iconic 505 jeans, I have to say that Sennheiser's HD 505 is just as deceptively special. If I'm not mistaken, Sennheiser wants this to be the new flagship in the 500 series, which in terms of numbering system doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. But judging from its performance alone, I have no doubts there. With the 505, you really come here for the sound and comfort, and it's basically Sennheiser undoing its collar buttons a little bit. There's actually some fun bass to be had while still retaining a very satisfying level of balance and information. Now, on the flip side, if you don't mind swinging an extra couple of $100 for mostly a flatter neutral tuning used by mixing and audio professionals, the HD 600 is as good as they come. And that's all she wrote, guys. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Appreciate y'all 100%. And thanks to Sennheiser too for sending me these 2 units for an unbiased look and a chance to share it with you guys. I hope to get my hands on the 550 at some point, so yeah, thumbs up, subscribe, you know what to do, reshare and all that. And a quick shout out to my YouTube membership supporters, Otto, who's brand new, and also Michael as well. Thank you for joining and being part of the family. If you do want to join YouTube membership, it's really easy. There's a few tiers. You can get early access to videos and unique access to members as well. So, you know, check it out if you like. It's down there in the link somewhere. So anyways, remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what, guys? The world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you, believe it or not. I love you guys very much. Peace out and God bless.